Hi Virgo, welcome to your February 2018 tarot reading with me, Raphael Ray from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you, so I just want to say thank you so much for your continued support, all of your likes, your shares, your subscribes and your comments. It keeps me going and I really love it. Okay, so as you can see, things are working slightly differently here at Radiant Reality this year. I am doing new things, new layouts. I've done my first ever yearly predictions, so I'm really excited about those. Check them out. And I would just like to say, before we start your reading, I would like to call into both of these decks all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I hope that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, first things first, in your actions and your interactions with the world at large. Okay, so let's see what we've got. So you have the Ten of Swords, right, so this is not a great card and you guys know by now I do not bullshit you. I tell you exactly what I feel you need to know, and I'm always honest and open with you. So the Ten of Swords is not a great card. It represents being tired. It represents being at the end of your wits. It also represents endings, and it represents final endings, usually that are of a swift and abrupt nature. Now, this falls in your actions and your interactions with the world at large, which basically says to me that this is very much about you choosing to end things and abruptly. Very often this card accompanies some kind of betrayal. It can be something where you learn something that forces you to make a quick and very abrupt decision. The only good thing about the Ten of Swords is that it's the end of the cycle. 10 is the last card in the tarot for the pip cards. And what that really basically talks about is it being the final, it's the last hurrah, if you want. This falls in the sword sector, which is the intellect, it's the mind, it's communication. So it basically talks about it's a difficult experience. It's one that wipes you out in some way, shape or form. But this is you making this decision because it falls in your actions and your interactions. This is you choosing to make an ending of something. This is you forcing the end. It's like you playing your last card and saying, you know what, I will have this done. Okay, so your next card is your money and your materials. Your money and your materials can talk about your finances, it can talk about your home, it can talk about your physical body. Okay, so this is good. Although you have this in your actions and your interactions, you have the Six of Swords in your money and your finances, which means that your money and your finances is probably the part of this whole thing where you come out of the situation unscathed. This is the part of your life, or the aspect of your life that is looked after. It's the part of, or the aspect of your life that you don't need to worry about, which is great. It talks about a journey overseas as well. So especially when you couple these cards together, because I read them separately and I also read them in conjunction, it looks like it may well be somebody abroad, somebody that is immediate family, somebody that is very close to you, needs some kind of support. They need some kind of financial assistance. It also looks like you may well find yourself having to travel for somebody else's benefit. But in terms of your personal finance, you're protected, you are looked after, you don't have any, it's not that you don't have anything to worry about, it's more that you don't have anything that's going to kind of encroach or impede your personal progress in terms of your finances. Also, if you find yourself having to travel to broker a deal of some sort, that looks promising, and it looks like you're heading towards better shores than the ones that you leave behind. Okay, so in your communications, this is your communication sector. This is your, you know, that card seems to want to pop out. Okay, so your work colleagues, people that you work for. The Eight of Pentacles represents work. It represents doing the work, going to work, being at work, the arena that you work in, the environment that you work in. This is, excuse me, this month of February is where you're going to find support. You're going to find a lot of support in your working sector, and it's important, especially with some of the things that are going to be coming up for you this month, that you reach out to your colleagues, that you reach out to your peers, that you speak to your boss, that you remain open, especially with those that are above you in terms of management. These people are going to support you. You will be met with a lot more support than you think you will. So it's really important that you're honest, that you're open. Your communication sector, on a personal level, looks like you're going through some sort of revelation. You're looking at ways that you communicate, and you're looking at understanding how you communicate, what it is that you say, how it is that you say it. It's like you're working on your communications. You're working at your communication. Now, the interesting thing is Virgo's quite a communicative sign anyway, but you are very precise. And I kind of feel like this month, it's not that you don't have the space to be precise, it's more that you're not going to have the time. I see you supporting people a lot more than you are supported by your external factors, especially those on a personal level. But like I said, your work, your colleagues, your peers, you're going to start to see just how valued you are at work. You're going to start to see just how valued you are in your professional or academic environment, and this is a really good card for that. It actually kind of tells me that your family, your work people, all of the people that you work with or that you study with, will start to demonstrate just how much of a family nature you have with them. And then finally, in your hearth and your heart sector, this is your relationships. It's the people that you interact with. It's your boyfriend, girlfriend, lover, partner. It's your brothers, sisters, peers, your uncles, aunts, nieces, all of that. Okay, so you have the Temperance card. So while you do have this difficult situation happening and you're making decisions for finality, you're going through some kind of death. You're going through some kind of big transformational change. The good thing about this is that you have the Temperance card. So in your personal relationships, there's a lot of healing taking place. There's a lot of understanding why you are with this person, what you bring to the table, what they bring to your life. This is about you kind of really moving forward, because this card, the Temperance card, is ruled by Sagittarius, and it is also a card of spiritual alchemy or spiritual distillation. It's about seeing the highest in the difficult situations that you face. This is you really accepting how much you are loved. For those of you that are in established bonds or couples or partnerships, this is you seeing just how much you are loved and just how much you gain from being a part of this person's world and having them be a part of yours. For those of you that are single, this is about you seeking a partner that complements you on a spiritual level. It's not enough for them just to suit you on a practical level. It's not enough for them just to be there on a mundane level. You're seeking somebody that is effectively a soulmate, somebody that awakens you in a spiritual sense. And for your family matters, this is about healing. This is about your family unit moving forward. This is about your family unit having suffered either a loss or a knock to the confidence of the unit that you're in. And this is the healing that takes place from that. It's like you're seeing the beauty of it and how this situation has pulled you closer together. Okay, so to read these in conjunction, your actions and your finances, this is you working on somebody else's behalf. This is you being there or supporting somebody else on a financial level. And you know, like I said, this is you very much taking the decision and making the action to say, look, you know what, this is not happening anymore and I'm choosing to change the experience that I'm having. For your money and your communications, your work colleagues support you. Your work colleagues are going to be the ones that do the research for you, that find ways to back up what you say or to back up what it is that you want to put into motion. Your money and your communications actually look like the best sectors that you have. Like I said, your colleagues and the people that you work with and for are the ones that kind of demonstrate more family dynamic to you than anybody else at this moment in time. Your communications and your heart and your hearth or your emotions Temperance is the alchemy. Work is the work. The Eight of Pentacles is the work itself. This is about you finding some way to really respect and understand just how you're viewed in the workplace, to understand just how much your workplace can benefit you, how much these people really support you, and what the dynamic actually is. You're not just seen as an employee, you're actually seen as a member of a family of sorts. And then finally, your emotions and your actions. This is all about you. It's like, the way that I see it is like you're mourning something, like your family unit or your partnership is looking at a situation and saying, we need to find a way to move past this. We need to find a way to transcend the experience that we're having. Very, very interesting. Let me know how this plays out for you. And then finally, we have your key to the month. Your key to the month card is like the... Your key to the month card is very much like it's like extra information that the tarot has to give you. And you have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so this is to remind you, not only is this situation going to pass, it's, you know, the words that I'm hearing is sometimes we make our own luck. The Wheel of Fortune talks about luck, it talks about abundance, it's ruled by Jupiter. And therefore it represents the cycle of luck that we go through. Good luck, bad luck, you know, flukes of chance and all the rest of it. But this kind of says to me that a big part of the experience that you're having is just one of those times where things naturally take a dip, and it's up to you to make sure that you don't stay in that. It's up to you to make sure that you don't continually have this experience. It's like you have to take the best of a bad bunch and you have to move past the experience that you're having. Easy for me to say because it's not me experiencing it, but I really believe that if you can find a way to connect with people, you know, in your work, in your studies, in that respect, if you can find a way with your partners or your family to really move beyond this experience and to stay as a unit, that's the really, really important part here, because Jupiter's like, it's the great benefic, and the Wheel of Fortune very much talks about what goes up has to come down, what is down can only rise. And it's very much that, and it's like I said, it's ruled by Jupiter. It also gives you the opportunity to create your own luck. And because it's the number 10, in numerology we always simplify, which gives you the number 1. So this is actually a nod to the Magician card, as is the 10 there, you know. So you've got the energy. If you can find a way to transmute the experience, to alchemize the experience that you're having, you can only but rise from where you are. And it's all about how you view this and how you stay as a unit, because the 10 represents home, and the home is the place of the family, you know. And so it's very much about driving things forward, but remembering you are not on your own. You are supported. You have people around you that are supporting your growth, that are supporting your movement, and ultimately going to help you through the difficult times that you may well experience. I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself, and I hope that these messages help you in some way, shape or form. Thank you so much for all of your likes, shares, subscriptions. For those of you that have donated to the channel, we are eternally grateful. Thank you so much. I wish you all of the best for this month, and I will see you soon.